Hey guys, how you doing? I'm Matt Gear and you're watching beginners guitar lessons on Matt Gear TV. Today I'm going to talk to you about picking. Specifically, I'm going to give you a couple of exercises that you can do to practice your picking across all of the strings on the guitar using a 3-note per string pattern. Now there's going to be 3 patterns for you to learn, and what that's going to do is basically set you up for another lesson that I'm going to do in a couple of weeks, where I'm going to show you the diatonic scale, which covers the major scale and all different modal shapes across the neck of the guitar. But before we go into that, I want to give you some basics on how to pick, how to hold the pick, all that sort of stuff, and a few exercises to get you starting so you can get your fingers moving in these shapes that you're going to be using in a few weeks' time when you start doing the diatonic scale lesson. You've probably been into quite a few guitar shops in your time, and one of the things that you'll almost always notice is that on the counter they've got a massive tray, kind of like an enormous sweet tray, with lots of different little compartments in, with hundreds and hundreds of different picks for you to choose from. Now, if you've not done so already, I do recommend that you go out and try as many picks as you can. That is to say, unless you found one that you absolutely love and works brilliantly for you. Because it's one of those things, I sort of go through phases myself where I play one pick that I think is absolutely brilliant and I play it for about 6 months until another one comes along, and then I try that and I maybe think that that's brilliant, and then it goes on and on and on. But at the moment, just in case you're curious, I'm playing one of these, which is a gravity pick. It's clear as well, which is pretty cool. It's a 1.5mm gravity acrylic pick, and I absolutely love it. I think it's great. For you guys who are playing electric guitars, make sure that you get a decently thick pick. Like I said, this one is 1.5mm. If you get anything that's too bendy or too springy, whilst it might sound good with an acoustic guitar, if you try and do any quick picking or anything sort of heavier, you start trying to do chugging or something with an electric guitar, because the pick's soft and the strings are relatively soft, that you get very little control over the string. The control should come from the relaxation in your hand. So, if you had a look at your top 5 favourite guitar players, you'd probably notice that none of them hold the pick in the same way. And whilst there is sort of good practice, again it's going to come down to what feels comfortable for you and what works best for you. I hold the pick like this, so it's between thumb and first finger, and there's probably about 4mm sticking out there. And when I put it on the guitar, this is the important thing when you start learning to pick. I'm going to show this to you close up. I want to make sure that the pick actually sits right close up to the string, so that when I'm making a picking motion, my hand isn't moving very much. The picking's coming from the wrist, not from the fingers or from the elbow, from the wrist here. Now, when you start thinking about trying to build speed with your playing, one of the things that you'll need to do is basically reduce the movements that you're making as much as possible. And that's why the closer your pick is to the string, the less movement it has to make to pick that string. Backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards. So, let's have a quick look at these 3 shapes that I'm going to show you. We're going to start on the A, so the index finger goes on the 5th fret on the low E string. So we're going to play first finger, miss the fret with the 2nd finger, downstroke, upstroke with the 3rd finger, downstroke on the 4th finger. So if you were counting that as the 1st fret that your hand is in the position of, then we're playing, this is effectively a 1-3-4, because we're going 1, miss 2, 3, 4. If you look at my right hand, it's going pick down, pick up, pick down. And look how much movement my hand's making. It's not doing down, up, down. The hand is always staying close to the strings. Now we're going to continue that shape across the neck, and there's 2 different ways that you can do this. I suggest that you practice both. One is called alternate picking and one is directional picking. The idea with alternate picking is that whatever you're doing, whatever notes you're playing, your hand motion, your picking motion is always down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and it keeps doing that all the time, even when you're changing strings. So using alternate picking to continue this shape, we would go down, up, 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 down, up. So the right hand is just constantly making that pick down, pick up motion. And that's just playing that 1, 3, 4 shape all the way across the neck. Now, personally I don't do that. I do directional picking, and what that means is generally you stick to alternate picking on a string, so down, up, down, but when you change strings you pick in the direction that the pick is moving already. So, you pick in the direction of that string from the previous picking motion. So if I'm going down, up, down, because the pick's moving down, it's easier for me to keep picking down. So I'm going down, up, down, down, up, down, and again down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. And so you're actually making slightly fewer movements with the hand. You don't have to hop over each string to pick up, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. Hopefully you can see that. So I'm not doing and then having to move past the string and over it to pick up. So try using that down, up, down, down, up, down pattern, and also try doing it alternate as well, and see which works for you. If you get used to doing alternate picking, I think ultimately you'll probably get a bit more speed with it, and that's the sort of thing that guys like Paul Gilbert do, and clearly he's an amazing picker. Personally, I'm not really fussed about picking that quickly myself. I generally tend to put a bit more legato in, but when I do cross strings, I use directional picking. So we've seen a 1, 3, 4 shape. What we're going to do now is a 1, 2, 4. So fairly straightforward, fairly obvious. 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4. And do that all the way across the neck, so starting low to high and back again. These might not sound particularly musical at the moment, but if you can get them under your fingers, once we do look at the scale shapes, none of the scale patterns that we'll be using has any other shape than these three. The third of which is slightly more spread out. So what we've been playing previously is a whole step and a half a step, or a half a step followed by a whole step. Now what we're going to play is whole step, whole step. Now you can finger this in two ways. You can either play 1, 2, 4 or 1, 3, 4. I've kind of got into the habit of playing 1, 3, 4, but do try both of them. You will probably find it's a bit more of a stretch to play 1, 2, 4, but give it a go and see what fits under your hand. And as before, try that with the directional picking, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, and the alternate picking, so down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and so on. See, I automatically go back into directional picking. I find it really difficult to demonstrate alternate picking. So, practice those slowly to start off with, and make sure you get the fingers in the right positions. Make sure you'll relax with the right hand, don't tense up, and same for the right hand as well. I've been Matt Gear, this has been Matt Gear TV. I hope you enjoyed that lesson. Do spend some time getting that under your fingers, and in a few weeks' time I'll be uploading a new video with some diatonic scale shapes, and you'll be able to start putting these little exercises into practice, and you'll see how it all fits together and start sounding like something musical. Until then, you guys take it easy, do subscribe to my channel and check back soon, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Cheers.